Wow, I've had many people ask me, am I going to do a Songbird video? And I actually wasn't going to, but I thought, well, me and so many people are asking, and just as a nice follow-up video, I thought, you know what, let's do it. So, what you're going to need a ledger device. Ideally, would be helpful if you use the one that you had used in the previous video where I went through various things. You're going to need MetaMask, and if you want to look at delegating, which will be later on in the video, we're going to look at that as well. I think I'm going to be using the Bifrost app, which is the mobile wallet. The stuff we're going to use for the MetaMask to connect the custom RPC stuff is all going to be here. I am going to put a link to the description in there, so feel free to take that as well, save you trying to find it on Google. So, first things first, we're going to download the MetaMask wallet. Now, I've removed it on my PC, and the reason why is many people have had issues trying to connect to their ledger from the MetaMask. So, I will run through what I done to try and replicate this problem, as it probably will be a problem if this is your first time. So, I'm going to download the wallet. Install MetaMask for Brave. Takes me to Chrome for some reason, or to Google. So I'm just going to add this to Brave, and I'm going to add that extension. Okay, it's going to do all that. Right, it's been added and it's disappeared. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pin this because it gets rather annoying when you have to keep clicking on it, etc, etc. So it says, welcome to MetaMask, connecting to your Ethereum wallet and decentralized web. We're happy to see you. Oh, good. Well, I'll be happy to not see you and use something that's not going to cost me an arm and a leg. But what I've noticed is, for some reason or other, I can't seem to connect to a hardware wallet on directly through here. So what you may have the same problem, but I'm just going to literally create a wallet, click agree. I'm going to put in a password. I'm going to put test. I've read the conditions, yada, yada, yada. Click next. Right, yeah, remind me later. Right, I've just created an Ethereum wallet. I don't need this address, but it's here because for some reason I can't click on that and connect to my hardware wallet. So that will be one thing that you guys are going to need to do to set up the MetaMask aspects as well. So the next step, what you're going to need to do is to open up your Ledger device and the Ledger app on your machine. So I'm just going to put in my password and bits and pieces in there now. Okay. What we've got here is our Ledger. Now, in order to get the Songbird app, you are going to need to download the latest version. Now, I had a problem with this, trying to download it. So if you're having issues, I would recommend going onto the Ledger website. Make sure it is ledger.com. And download the app and reinstall it. If you have issues connecting, or feel free to click on download and have that updating as well. I had to do it through download because for some reason I had issues. And then you're also going to need to connect your Ledger device and have an upgrade firmware option as well on there. So in order that you get this right, I'm going to need you guys to double check that you've got your security codes, and I'm going to allow you to take the responsibility for that and to make sure that your codes are right and other bits and pieces on there as well. So I wish you the best of luck with that. But you are literally going to have to plug it in and it will say update device. You'll click on there, follow it on the Ledger. Any questions, I probably will answer the comments, so I don't think it'll be too much of an issue. But if you do have an issue, drop us some comments and I will certainly do my best to reply. So when you've got your Ledger app all done and dusted, you are going to need to connect to it and put in your PIN. So I'm just going to do that now. Bear with me. Okay, so I'm now going to go into the manager area and I'm going to allow that on my Ledger device. Oops, I can't stretch it any further, but I hope you can see that. So I recommend that you put on here, I'm pretty sure you probably could do this a quicker way, but I would personally have the Ethereum app and the Songbird app on here as well. You don't have to have the XRP one, but you can if you want. It's quite actually interesting looking at this because the Ethereum app is 50 kilobytes and there's not much space on this Ledger device, but somehow the Songbird app is only 2. So that whoever's coded that is pretty impressive to be perfectly honest. So I don't know what extra the Ethereum app's doing. I don't know. A lot of it's wasted as we know. So right. So on here, what you're going to have to do, if you're going to have to double check to make sure that the Songbird is here. And if it's not, it means you haven't got the latest version, basically. So mine says installed, but you'll see another install sign elsewhere. So I've got all these other ones on here as well, but basically you need to make sure that the Songbird is installed on your Ledger device. So once it's installed on the Ledger, I have 3 apps on here. I've got the Ethereum one, the XRP one, which isn't really needed for this particular tutorial, and the Songbird. So the idea would be is if you're connecting to the Ethereum wallet, you'll use the Ethereum app. If you're connecting to the Songbird wallet through the RPC, which I'll show you how to set up, you're going to need to use the Songbird app. It is probably important that you don't get them mixed up. So next up, setting up our MetaMask wallet with the Ethereum, with our Ethereum address from our Ledger. And what we're also going to need to do is to set up a custom RPC. This is going to be exactly the same way that we set up Flare. So again, we'll have the different details on there, but I'm more than happy to do another video on that as well. So what we'll do now is I'm going to click on I'm going to actually open up a new tab because I've noticed that sometimes copying bits and pieces over, every time you click off this silly little thing here, it just disappears. So at least if it's on another tab, I can click off it and do my own thing. So it was a bit of a pain to figure that one out. So that's probably the best way to handle that. So what we're going to need to do now is we're going to need to connect to our hardware wallet. So obviously Trezor, guys can crack on with that. I'm not sure if it's supported, but I know Ledger is. So I'm going to connect to our Ledger wallet. It's been a little while since I've done this, so I'm going to have to put my PIN in. Hopefully you guys, you won't have to put this in again. Okay, so right, in order to get access to your Ethereum wallet, you'll need to load up your Ethereum wallet and connect to your Ledger. Now, if you don't know what your wallet address is, let me just quickly sign in here. Oh, it's complaining. It did this a couple of times in all fairness to me before. Ethereum app is open. Yep, it's definitely me. Hello, it's definitely me. Here we go. Right, so let's just say that I'm not sure what my wallet address is. Now, I know that it was this one that I done on mine. But let's just say that we didn't know, that we can't remember, because as you can see, there is actually quite a few of these. I think it actually needs to make a key or to prove it's me every time. So let's just say that we're not particularly sure. It could be any one of these. My suggestion would be to find your XRP wallet through your Ledger device. I'll just quickly open that up again. So what you can do is you can click on your XRP wallet and basically you would click on the from address or the to address, depending on whether you've sent or received. I'm going to click on this just here, and then if you go into bithomp.com or just put in XRP Explorer, you can click on the BitHomp. I like BitHomp, and then you can paste your address in there, and then once you've clicked OK, I'll just open this up. There we go. So down here will be your Flare address, which is basically your Ethereum address. That, if you've done it correctly, should match up to the wallet. So when you see the wallet that you think, yes, this is my wallet just here, make sure, there we go, I'll just move that over a little bit. There you are, it should just be down here. So when you see that, make sure that you make a note of that and then go, yes, it is this address just here. So I'm going to unlock that now. And bearing in mind, I'm on the Ethereum mainnet, so you could actually switch over to the Songbird one, but I've just connected to the Ethereum wallet. So you might not even need the Ethereum app, but I've downloaded it anyway. So, right, so what we're going to need to do now, I'm just going to move this back over here. So we're going to now need to set up a custom RPC. So if I go onto this here, and then click custom RPC, we've got a network name, which we're going to call Songbird, not Singbird, Songbird. Right, so these are the bits that are important. I mean, that I think you can call whatever you like, but let's just keep it simple. This is important, so when you do copy this, make sure you got copying it with no spaces on there. You got the chain ID, which is 19, and then you've got the token, which is called SGB. And then the Explorer, which I probably would copy that as well. And once that's all done and dusted, see, I copied a space in there. So make sure that you double check to make sure that you don't copy spaces. So when you've set all them details up, you should be able to click save. This is just warning you particularly that it could be unsafe, but it's Songbird. It is perfectly safe. So if I click on that, what I'll have now is my Songbird balance and various bits. So as I was saying earlier, if you're going to use your Ethereum, you'd use your Ethereum mainnet up here, and that's for things like Rari, that kind of thing. But for Songbird, you would use that here. So this is my Songbird account, and I can send balances either to my Bitra address to sell or to buy, or I can stake, or I can move my Songbird tokens over to a wallet like Bifrost, that Toho Labs done, and they've built this amazing Songbird app as well. Very clever people. And effectively what you can do is send that over and then delegate and wrap these tokens through there anyway. But this has got access to our tutorial. That warning there is nothing to worry about. It's because I've not backed up my first wallet that I set up, which I have no intention of using. You wouldn't need it either, to be perfectly honest. Just don't send any funds to it. So I'm just going to use my Android emulator, BlueStack. So, I mean, your mobile phone's perfectly good enough. It's just that I've decided to load up the Android emulator effectively, which is like my phone. So, excuse that annoying ad. Ugh. Right. Yeah, that's just a notification. So, what we're going to need to do, we're going to download the app called Bifrost. Search for that in Google. There we go. So I'm going to click on install. I did set up this earlier, and I have got my own personal wallet which I'll use, but just for demonstration purposes we'll run through this. So I'm going to create a wallet. I'm going to agree to all that. You take that upon your own will. Back up now, yada yada yada. Right, copy to clipboard. Oh, look at that. See, look how quick I was. Just like that. Right. Okay, so now we've got our words. Click on continue. I'm not going to be using these. I'm just going to set that as the password for the time being. I don't intend to use these, but that is effectively how you would set stuff up. Then you click on the little up there, then you receive. So you can receive all these, which is quite impressive, to be perfectly honest. And then what you do is you'd click on your Songbird on there. That'll be your new wallet where you would send stuff to from the MetaMask. Please, please, please do not send anything to this address as it is compromised, because everybody knows the secret keys and I will be using my own address. So if you just bear with me, I will sign out of this and into mine. This actually is my wallet, and I tell you now, it is a good idea to actually delete the wallet when you're done by signing out, and then to re-put in the security key, because let's just say that you had 1,000 Songbird, for example, and you sent that across, and for some reason you got a word wrong in particular. It's always a good idea to make sure that your words are correct, because you don't want to lose them. So I've just validated mine. Mine's okay, and I just find writing easier in capitals is great, but I didn't put it in capitals. But you do you, back up your own words, that sort of thing. So, right, so I'm going to receive some Songbird tokens now, and I'm going to send this from my MetaMask. So if I just move this over here, and I will go over here. Right, okay. Just move this bit so I can grab anything. There we go. Right, okay. So I'm going to move my Songbird over to this address. So I'm going to click to copy, and then I'm going to basically send. Now, it is very important that you don't send all of the balance, because you still got to have gas fees to submit the transaction and that kind of things. So not a particularly good idea if you was to send it all. So just leave a couple, just so you've got a bit of room left, basically. And it's the same again for your, when you're delegating your stuff and wrapping. Just make sure you leave it, because at the end of the day, this is a gas token, so you're going to need this as well. So if you do happen to move it all over or send it all over, you're going to need some more Songbird. So you're probably going to have to buy some, unless if you just want it leaving there for the time being, which I don't recommend. So I've got no idea what all this Ethereum gas stuff is, but it's not expensive, so that's good enough for me. So I'm going to send over some Songbird. I'm going to send over X amount. And I'm going to send that to here. Click confirm. Just double check I've got my right wallet. Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to send that. Still get etchy when I do this. Right, so the reason why that failed is because my ledger had kicked me out. So I'm going to need to make sure that I've got that back in again. And I'm going to need the Songbird app open. So make sure that you got your Songbird app open. Just double check. Right, Songbird app open. Send to that address. Send X amount. Okay, next. Yada, yada, yada. Right, it's me. So now what you will see is a transaction on the ledger asking you to review. So you need to make sure that it's going to be sending to the correct address, which it is. It will tell you the fees on here as well, which is pittance compared to the $100 nightmare I had the other night trying to use Ethereum. Absolute nightmare, but I won't go into that. And then you hit accept and send. That's going to move that over. It's going to speed it up. You could speed it up if you wanted to, but in about 20 seconds or so, that will come over and I will have my Songbird on here. Transaction confirmed. So let's see what we've got. I have my balance up here, and now I'm going to need to wrap these tokens. So if I go on to here, click on Songbird, and then click on wrap, which is just these little dots up here. Click on wrap. This would tell me about all the tokens. Again, I don't want to wrap them all. I just want to wrap some of them. So I'm going to go like this. I think that's fair. Just took like 10 off. I'm pretty sure I could do a bit more, but I played a bit safe really. So that has been submitted. And I am going to be wrapping them tokens up into here. So now what I can do with these wrap tokens, I can delegate to whoever I want. So I'm actually delegating 100% to FTSO UK. So I'm just going to manage that slightly. I'm going to set that to 50%. So the idea would be is you would pick some, and then you would basically adjust who you send them over to. So to keep the network more decentralized, the more you can add to these, the better. I don't know if there's only a limit of 2, so we'll soon find out. Now FTSO EU, they've done some bits. Let's see. So I'm going to send 25% to him. Okay, and can I send anybody else? Oh, I can't. Okay, they can only set up to a maximum of 2. Okay, that's fine. I could always set up another wallet and then move that over if I really wanted to, but maybe they'll allow me to have more in the future. I'm cool, but I wanted to actually give some to FTSO AU as well. So let's just put that back to 50. Okay, so I've delegated 50% each basically to the FTSOs. So I like to have done a few more, but maybe that comes in the near future. But hey, and then I would imagine there would be. So I did see something about rewards. Claim rewards just up there. So I imagine after a few days I'll be able to claim my rewards. So I don't know what the numbers are off the top of my head, but you'll just have to check each one of them out. But I want to support these two guys. I mean, feel free to support your own. Give FTSO AU a shout out maybe. I like them. And also as well, actually, I did notice on their website, if you don't want to do all this, you just want to give them your tokens, effectively what you could do is, I did see FTSO AU, I did actually see on their website when I was having a little peruse around that you could actually connect to your MetaMask and actually wrap the tokens on the actual website and do it that way. For some reason or other. So if you are going to do any of this, just make sure that you've actually got that to the Songbird one, the RPC, rather than the Ethereum. And again, if you decided to use your Rari and other bits and pieces on there, just make sure that you use your Ethereum mainnet. So I could actually wrap these tokens, but I'm not going to. I think it's pretty cool. You can do it on their website. So shout out to FTSO AU. And yeah, so obviously if you go back to rari.com, the Davey92, by the way, if any of you wanted to have a look. Nothing exciting really. I hope this gets wrapped over. See, it says wrong network. I hope this gets wrapped over to to Flare or Songbird soon, because Ethereum is a joke. But yeah, so it's my portfolio piece. See, I just got 2 NFTs. I hope some of you got the DeLorean one. Some of you may have got the DeLorean, but yeah, I've got the Flare Finance beta, which is why I have probably just jumped straight onto this. So that has actually been very useful at the start of the year. So hope this network does very well, and yeah, see exciting things to come. No gas fees, and you never know, they might add support where you can actually use Flare and Songbird to buy NFTs on all these other platforms, which, to be honest, it will give Ethereum a run for their money. So, all that being wrapped up, I'm going to drink my cup of tea, as always, and wish you all the best of luck.